He's here. Jack is back, guys. um, Apologies, guys. We've been missing for a while, but again, happy New Year, guys. To everybody, we hope to give many amazing content in 2023. 2022 was amazing for us, but 2023 we want to hit that 1,000 mark. So I suggest you guys could please help us out and hit that subscribe button, guys. That would help do a big favor to us. Now, let's talk about a polarizing figure, and not CM Punk, because the Jackass's inner CM Punk going on right now. Let's talk about Liverpool. Let's talk about their £100 million striker, Darwin Núñez. Now he's divided a lot of opinion, and on Twitter he's a bit of a laughing stock right now with the amount of chances he's missing with Liverpool. With Jack, I have my opinion on the Darwin Núñez, but what have you gauged from Darwin Núñez in his first, I don't know, 15 games in the Premier League for Liverpool?
So he's a handful, right? We hear that a lot. We hear that a lot on Sky Sports commentary, BT commentary, blah, blah, all this kind of stuff. Now, what does that mean? Now, what that means is that he's a bit of a nightmare to play against. And again, James, these are, irrefutable facts. He's a big guy. This is a fast guy. This is a strong guy. This is a guy who defenders are not going to enjoy playing against. Shots on target or not, big chances missed or not. This is a guy who defenders are not going to want to play against. Now that's just a matter of fact, right? We've seen plenty of players over the years who have been not the most prolific, but have caused problems. Who we've considered underrated and all this kind of stuff, and carry on, in that respect. What do I think of him generally speaking? I think that Jurgen Klopp drew a comparison between a young Robert Lewandowski in a lot of his pre-match build-up and stuff, and that's incredibly generous. I do believe that we are seeing probably the foundations being built for somebody who will be an incredibly dangerous player in the future. An €100 million dangerous player in the future? I don't know. I'm going to hold fire on that. But a 15 to 20 goals a year in the Premier League type player? Yeah, maybe. I think I'll be okay with that, and I'll be able to get on board with that. Look, I think that you know what I immediately thought of? You're probably going to laugh at me. Who else do we know that misses a lot of big chances but is pretty good for Liverpool? A guy called Mohamed Salah, right? Mohamed Salah usually leads the league in missed chances and big chances, right? And again, if Darwin Núñez can be a similar level, of effect on a game, then I think that they've got themselves one hell of a player. I think the problem at the moment is the whole aura and build-up around Liverpool is still trending in a direction where it's improving, but it's not going to be where it was, which was league winning, Champions League winning territory of football. That's, I think, the biggest problem, which is why there's cause for this criticism at the moment. I'm okay with Darwin Núñez. But again, James, I can't sit here and tell you that I think this guy's going to win a Golden Boot anytime soon, because there are plenty of people in the league who I think are better than him. But I think that, again, I feel like I'm fumbling over my words here. It's a player. You know what, James? I'm struggling here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna let you start talking, because
the way you talk about Darwin Núñez is the way how a lot of people feel about that.
It's true, isn't it?
But I have a thing with him is that, okay, when you look at Jurgen Klopp's signings, he usually signs these players who are not the most outstanding players.
Right.
Look at, they come into Liverpool and then they become stars. Hence Mo Salah. Yeah, so I think Sadio Mane was already good, but we didn't know that he was this good. Yes. Firmino. Firmino wasn't a Klopp signing. Diego Jota. The list goes on with type of players who came in under Jurgen Klopp and just flourished straight away. The problem with Darwin Núñez is the price tag. The price tag is like, listen, when you cost that sort of money, I'm sorry, but you have to get the job done. Jack Grealish is like the exact same thing. When a team pays that sort of money for you, I'm sorry, you got to get the job done. And that's the biggest thing for Darwin Núñez. That's the biggest problem. But Jack, if you ask me right now, do I like Darwin Núñez? Do I see a guy that can win a Golden Boot? I say hell yes. Because Jack, I think as a striker, the one thing you want to do is to get opportunities. There's one
Right.
thing not being in the right place and like not be able to get opportunities. That's a whole nother ballgame. That's a whole nother thing that you have to coach. And in fact, that's very hard to coach to get players in the right position. Yeah,
Right.
he's in
Right.
fact getting there. Yeah, the fact that he's puts himself in like the position. All you guys have to do is to coach this guy how to be a lot more cultured on the ball. And Jack, I look at Darwin Núñez and like I see sometimes he's more of a erratic finisher. He's thinking about, can I hit it hard? I'm just thinking when he's in that position, maybe with a bit more coaching, he'll get to the point where he's in one-on-one. Can I just place it into the corner? Can I take it around the goalkeeper? So there's something that Jurgen Klopp has been always good at helping players improve. And this
Right.
the diamond in a rough that I look at as as a one-to-one football. I would love to get my hands on because I believe that I can make him better. And I look at Jurgen Klopp, and I look at his track record. He can make Darwin Núñez into something special. Jack, the amount of chances he gets is frightening.
Yeah, it is.
Like opposition defenders are scared of him, Jack. The fact of the matter is, Jack, I think they would look at the fastest guy in Premier League history. He broke the record for like the fastest speed ever ever recorded by a Premier League player.
Jesus.
I was thinking like, what, him over Carl Walker and things like that, but Jack, he is frighteningly quick. How many times do you see Liverpool being put under pressure and it's a quick ball over the top? Like, is Darwin Núñez on the end of it? Is Darwin Núñez be able to create an opportunity for Mo Salah? You know, as much as Firmino's great in that, I've seen Darwin Núñez come in and be a lot more creative for Mo Salah than Firmino. I won't say Firmino's ever been because Firmino was crazy creative.
Yeah.
He's been able to supply Mo Salah with a lot of chances just off his movement off the ball, Jack. You know?
Well, again, I think you raise a really, really good point. And again, that's kind of crystallized, I guess, my own opinion, which is the things he's really, really good at, you can't coach. You can't coach being that big. You can't coach being that strong. You can't coach that positional awareness, being in a position to actually score goals. What you can coach is, what do we do in this situation? Situational striker play, right? That's kind of the biggest thing. But the reason why I think I'm still a little bit hesitant on the side of thinking that he's going to be this big, prolific striker, you know, it's not a case that he's scoring loads and missing loads of chances like Mo Salah. It's a case that he's missing loads and scoring not that many. Now, his value to the team is still that he's causing havoc, he's drawing attention, he's doing this, he's doing that, blah, blah, blah. That's all fine. But I think it's the reason why, for me, James, I have two very different opinions. One, I hate the value. I said that from the signing. James, I even remember me saying this, and I still kind of stand by this. Darwin Núñez at Liverpool and Divock Origi getting starts under Liverpool, do I think the results are that different? I'm going to say probably not, and I'll stand by that to this day. I really will. Now, the ceiling with Núñez is obviously higher. However, remove the price tag, and I know that's not real life, but let's just do it for the sake of it. Do I think Darwin Núñez is a bad player? Absolutely not. Do I think Darwin Núñez can be a starting striker for a top 4 or even a title-winning football team? Yeah, I think I probably can. For me, though, the comparison, James, who's the comparison to?
Erling Haaland.
You're screwed.
But Jack, do you know what? This is where I'm gonna flip it now to you, because in my opinion, Erling Haaland. He scores goals. He is the man in the Premier League. He's breaking all the records. But in terms of a threat, I will say Darwin Núñez has probably been more of a threat than Erling Haaland is. Where the point of view, Jack, I'm sorry. When I watch Manchester City games for 85 minutes, I won't see Erling Haaland, but he's getting on.
But it's stylistically. I was talking to my housemate about this today. I think, James, the better and more dominant player was Borussia Dortmund Erling Haaland than this Erling Haaland. Like, and again, and you can say what you want, but you look at the goals Erling Haaland scored, and you kind of go, I think I could probably score that. And again, I know that's ridiculous. Erling Haaland.
No, it's true.
Dortmund Haaland runs from the halfway line, knocks over 4 people and blasts it into the roof of the net, and you go, Jesus, no one can do that, right? This Man City Haaland is a different gravy. It is going to be a stats monster. That's going to be the big difference.
But Jack, you mentioned stylistically, Darwin Núñez gets a lot of opportunities based on his work. Well, Erling Haaland has Man City yet to make his opportunities for him, and he's just there. Jack, when you look at Erling Haaland's touch map to the point of view of even touches and also strikes on goal, the all around yard in that 6 yard area. Well, Darwin Núñez is running off the back of a defender, making a 60-yard burst and having to make it like it's very easy when the ball comes to you, like you have to shoot. You just shoot. When you have to like run onto a ball, you have to control it. You look up, what type of scenario am I gonna do? The goalkeeper's already made himself big. He's coming out, he's staying back. There's so many stuff that go into like the situation there. And to me, that's what make a player like Darwin Núñez so threatening to the point of view, Jack. I believe that he can do a bit more outside of the restricted area. While Erling Haaland, listen, you put him in that box, first time finishing, ruthless.
But again,
around that,
you and I can appreciate that. Are the public en masse going to appreciate that? Probably not, right? And again, and that's not criticism. It's just a matter of fact. It's the world that we're living in right now. Again, I like what he can be. I like all this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. And again, unfortunately, I feel myself, in the future going to this position where telling people to pump the brakes on Erling Haaland's performances in 2022, 23, and people being like, what the hell are you talking about? Again, you and I see it for what it is. Erling Haaland, Borussia Dortmund, Erling Haaland, and, it's different gravy. And Darwin Núñez, James, I'm not going to say this, but it's a thought that started to creep into my mind. In totality of work, contribution to a team, is Darwin Núñez doing more for Liverpool than Erling Haaland?
Jack, hell, that's not even
what I mean.
To me, that's not a debate. Darwin Núñez does more for Liverpool than Erling Haaland does for Manchester City. But again,
I agree with you, but
like Jack, as Jay-Z said, women lie, men lie, but numbers don't. And Erling Haaland is a different sort of breed,
Right.
But the one thing I'm going to say, and this is in let's kind of leave it here. Liverpool did sign a Uruguayan striker 10 years ago. I think it was 10 years ago, known as the name of Luis Suarez.
2012, yeah, I think you're right. No, I think it was before that, but still, yeah.
And yes, to a point that technically Darwin Núñez is not on Luis Suarez's level, but in terms of like goal contributions and being in front of goal and missing chances, that's how Luis Suarez started off at Liverpool. Yeah, he garnered a whole lot of chances, but missed a lot. I remember there was a game against Manchester City where it was 2-2, and he scored a free kick. But like in a pre-match interview, he spoke about how he's not particularly good at scoring goals.
Right.
It's something that he learned, and like you look at his Ajax record, it tells you that he scored a lot of goals, but he was also wasteful too. And you look at Darwin Núñez in his last season with Benfica scored 35 goals, but guarantee he was also wasteful too. But it's something that, because he's in this position so many times, he will finally at some point get the knack of it. Jack, it only takes one. It only takes one. Then the ball rolls.
Confidence, rapport with people. Look, James, I'm totally with you on that point as well. And again, there's a podcaster guy that I like to listen to. He covers the NFL, and he talks about there's this stat which he has. It's called the F the play up stat. So you don't get any stats that boost your numbers or your perception amongst people, but it's what you do in the game. It's that intangible thing that you don't have a statistical category for that influences a game. That's what you do. And again, you and me talking about what Darwin Núñez brings to this Liverpool team, maybe contrary to what Erling Haaland brings. It's that intangible. It's that the centre back's going to be looking at you. It's causing trouble. It's effing up the play to allow the other people around you to do it. And James, those chances, if that percentage of conversion just increases a little bit, we're talking about, one of the best in the business.
Easily. But Liverpool fans, Premier League fans, tell me what you think about Darwin Núñez. Will he be a success at Liverpool? And is he a bit more valuable to Liverpool than Erling Haaland is to Manchester City? And that's a whole conversation for itself too. But
James and I are on the same side on that one.
Guys, like, share, and subscribe. And if me and Jack are chatting some was, let us know in the comments below. We will see you guys next time.